up the regular season of Blue Jay football as our Clever Blue Jays are taking on the Agape Rhinos here on senior night for the Blue Jays. Join with me as he has been for the last, 6 weeks?
5 weeks, I believe.
5 weeks. Adam Smith of Ozark Sports Report. Once again, thanks for joining us.
Hey, it's always fun. They've been fun that I've done it with you, and it definitely makes it really fun to do these. So let's say we got two winless teams of the Clever and Agape coming in at 0-8, and so one of them's going to be going home with their first win of the season. One of them will go home 0-9. So we do have some predictions saying that Clever's going to win tonight against Agape.
Yeah, Clever, despite what the scoreboard has shown, they have been making improvements throughout the second half of the season. We saw most of it there in the loss to Ash Grove, where their offense was able to put together a couple drives and offensively and defensively. If it wasn't for a couple, I think it was like 3 big plays that they scored 21 points on. But other than that, that was their entire offensive production for the first half of that football game. And unfortunately, football is a 4-down sport, and it doesn't matter how good you play on first, second, and third. If you give up a big play on 4th down, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But Blue Jay defense is looking to bounce back here after a tough one against Fair Grove, one of the best teams in the state. And now they're looking at potentially their best chance for a walk out with a W that they've had all season.
A W sounds good in the scorecard. Like you don't want to come out of the regular season into districts with 9 L's on the scorecard. So both Clever and Agape are going to be soul searching for win number 1 on the year. So what I saw from the schedule that Agape has played, they've had some meat on the bone. They've had to play, I believe, they had to play like Upper Bluff, they had to play Central, which Central actually ended that 54 game losing streak against Agape. I believe that was back in week 4. And they've also played, I believe, Upper Bluff. They've had to play, like I said, I think they went somewhere around St. Louis. They had to play a school around St. Louis. So Agape has pretty much played every school at pretty much at every corner of Missouri.
Yeah, so Agape they're not a fully affiliated member of Mission.
That's what happened.
So they're coming in a unique situation. They don't get to participate in districts, but they also have free reign of their schedule. Agape, a boarding school, an all-boys boarding school up near Stockton. So they get to play a little bit of a different schedule every year, which is really unique for really unique for high school football anywhere. You see at the college level, they're almost like what Notre Dame does as an independent. They can kind of pick and choose who they want to see, and credit to Agape. It'd be easy to go out and schedule a bunch of the worst teams in the state, but they've had quite the grind this year.
Yeah, they have. And Agape, I saw they also have another sport that they play, and that's I believe boys soccer. As you said, they are an all-boys school. They don't play basketball, they don't play baseball, but they do play football and they do play soccer in the fall. So like you said, with Agape, they're like Notre Dame, where they can, where they're independent. They can play just about anybody. Like like the schools, like we say, like in the Big 12, like Oklahoma, they play their non-conference schools at the beginning of the season, usually 3 before the Big 12 schedule kicks off.
So Blue Jays coming off of a tough one against Fair Grove, where they just kind of ran into a juggernaut, and we say it every week, every night in the Mid-Lakes Conference, every Friday night in the Mid-Lakes Conference is going to be brutal. And with you know, the Blue Jays still trying to find their footing as a varsity program. You know, they just haven't gotten to that point to compete with the Fairgroves yet. But we're hoping here this will be a good step forward for the program for some of these younger kids that, you know, haven't been playing football all that long. In the grand scheme of things, you know, last 3 or 4 years they've been playing, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, a lot of the teams in the Mid-Lakes, I mean, they start their football programs at 3rd grade, while, you know, Clever's getting there right now. We just haven't reached that age group yet. I believe that age group is in 7th and 8th grade. So starting next year, we'll start seeing some of those guys that have started all the way from the beginning, as young as you could. But this could be a really good experience, you know, get a varsity win under the belt for some of these younger kids that, you know, will be coming back.
It would also become a good stepping stone. As we said last year, if I was to predict the record next year for Clever, you know, they're gonna be a little more experienced. I'm gonna say if it goes in and they're 4 and 5, they end the season 4 and 5 next year, and or they even end the season at 5 and 4. That's a huge improvement for next year.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. Especially playing in a conference as brutal as the Mid-Lakes is. You know, we always talk about, you know, the Big Eight's always a good conference. The COC, the Ozarks Conference. But in all reality, I mean, the Mid-Lakes may be some of the best football from top to bottom, albeit you know, Clever at the moment, but you know, there really is no off week in the or in the Mid-Lakes Conference at all.
No, there isn't. You know, you got Stratford, you got Fairgrove, you got Forsyth, who came out of the SWCL to join the Mid-Lakes. They were, I believe, they were the second school to leave the SWCL for football. First one, I believe, was Hollister.
Agape got some space there on the near side on the opening kickoff, and gonna be brought down finally by Chandler by Jacob Brown. But it was Jeremiah Albernis. What an explosive start there for the Agape Rhinos, looking to you know, maybe throw the first haymaker.
What are the odds throwing that first haymaker right out of the gate? They were able to get into good field position in Clever territory right out the gate. I believe the ball was fielded at about the 41, maybe the 38-yard line, and Agape's own 38. So for Clever, they're going to have to
down to about the 25.
25 actually, and took it about what, 40 some yards maybe.
A little confusion out of the backfield, but it's going to be Albernis once again breaking to the outside. He's got space around the outside, and Agape is going to find the end zone first. And there's that first haymaker. You know, one play after a big kick return, and all of a sudden the Blue Jays are looking at a 6-0 deficit before they even touch the ball.
Those big kickoff drives are going to be costly.
He was pushed out of bounds just short at the 4-yard line.
So the touchdown doesn't count. So, like as I was saying, those big plays, they can be costly. And, you know, Clever, it's Agape you're playing. You know, they don't play through the Misha. He was brought down. Looks like at the 15-yard line. And some laundry is going to be on the field. So flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to be a horse collar tackle, and that was one that. And that is what it's going to be. Horse collar. I saw it as it happened, and I was thinking, the ref was right there, and I was expecting the flag to come out. And it never
I can hear him loud. I can hear him loud and clear when he called that.
Yeah, he was shouting about the top of his lungs at us for that one.
I bet you could probably hear him in Billings.
First and goal from the 5.
That's going to bring up first and goal from the 5-yard line. After what looked like to be a positive play from the Blue Jay defense. And this one's going to be number 5, McKenna again. Can get to the outside. Gonna try to get around the corner and does. This one is
Hand
gonna
off to Noah
count.
Allison. Gets a touchdown for Agape.
And less than a minute into the game, Agape's on the board, 6-0, thanks to the McKenna. Was that Allison run? Noah Allison.
Noah Allison, he was a MS5. Kind of strange numbering where they have Allison at
It's
Agape.
just a typo there, I think.
I believe so. So Agape does get on the board first, 6-0 in favor of the Rhinos. They're gonna go for two.
Little Tebow jump pass. And that's going to be
2-point
good for a
conversion is
2-point
good.
conversion.
Pass complete to Caleb Newell.
Maybe a little bit of Patrick Mahomes
Agape
style
leads
right
it
there.
8-0.
That always reminds, the little jump pass like that always reminds me of the old Florida Tebow days.
Oh, Tim Tebow, yes.
But nevertheless, nice play fake there by Isaac McKenna. And that's going to put the Rhinos up 8-0 here with still 11-12 remaining in the opening quarter.
That opening kickoff, like I said, was costly for Clever, and that horse collar tackle as well. That really set Agape up for to get the first 8 on the board. So Clever's gonna have to answer back once they get the ball. But as we said, it's still early in the ball game. We'll just have to see what Clever does.
And Jeremiah
You know,
Alvarez.
we've talked about
That's a hit
this.
for Agape.
Just about every week. The offensive line's got to set the tone here in the double wing offense that Coach Ginsler runs, and this is their opportunity to prove that they can be a physical bunch. As they do get Seth McGaffey back, he missed the game last week due to an illness, as I was talking to. As the ball pops out on the return, and looks like Clever
Chandler
falls a
Hill with
little
the return.
bit. You know, I think the hearts of all the Blue Jay faithful
Tackle made by
sunk a
Austin
little bit
Adams.
once they saw the ball pop out.
You know, Clever's going on a little sloppy. I mean, we haven't seen. I know I haven't seen Agape play all season, but I know from what I've seen,
Be first and 10 for
they
the
put
Blue
up some
Jays.
points against their
Their own
opponents.
28.
They've come in pretty good, even though they already have drawn first blood here in the game.
Yeah, they've only been shut out once all season. Put up 21 at Mountain Grove.
They were shut out against, I believe,
Against Central.
Springfield Central, 49-0. If you look at the schedule, they've had to play
Hand off to Buddy Carey.
Grove, Central, Bob Noster.
Tackle made by Alex Hale.
Near St. Louis, Ash Grove, Pierce City.
Short gain makes it 2nd and 8
Mount
for
Clever.
Clever.
As you know, they've pretty much hit just about every corner in the state of Missouri. They haven't gone, I believe, north of I-70, from what I know of. I know they've gone, I believe. No, actually, they have gone north of I-70 in the St. Louis area, but they have not gone like north of St. Louis or Kansas City, as they have stayed pretty much in those vicinities. I'm not sure if they have I don't know if they have a home field. I believe they use Stockton's, I believe.
No, I think they. I guess they do have a couple of home games on the schedule. But I don't know where they. I don't know if they have a
Carter
facility
Wing
up
with
there or
keeper.
not.
I bet they would play at Stockton. That would be my
Tackle made by
guess.
Noah Cheney.
Run stop short.
It'll be 3rd and 7 for Clever.
7 for the Blue Jays. 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. We got a couple of guests coming up throughout tonight's broadcast. After tonight, Blue Jays are going to go on and face Fair Grove in districts. But basketball season's right around the corner. So as we had talked about basketball the last couple of years, but both Blue Jay coaches are going to join us tonight. Clark Satterley taking the reins for the Lady Jays, as I believe that is number 18, Chandler Kale takes
Chandler
right
Kale
in
with
the
the carry.
middle. And it's going to be awfully close, and it's going to
Tackle
be
by
marked
Noah
a first
Cheney.
down for the Blue Jays.
That run's good for Clever Blue
First down for the
Jays.
Blue Jays.
First down.
I can smell something cooking in the pot there in the Blue Jays kitchen.
So we got Coach Satterley coming up, longtime assistant coach for the boys program, taking over the Lady Jays. He's going to be up here to start the second quarter, and then Coach Brocious of the boys team will be up at some point in the second half. So we'll be talking, Blue Jay
Hand off to
football.
Jack
We'll also be
Klassen.
talking a little bit of
There's a
hoops
flag on the plate.
coming up
on
in
this
November.
nice, brisk October night. So you won't want to miss that. Coach Brocious is always a good interview. So we'll be looking forward to chatting with them. Flag thrown on the field. And a face mask called on Agape.
Face mask.
Personal foul, face mask on Agape.
And
15-yard
most
penalty.
officials, they just use their signals. This guy, he's yelling it out. I don't know if you can hear it actually on the broadcast. Wouldn't be surprised if you could.
Yeah.
No, we don't have a microphone in his hand. He's yelling it out.
He's the microphone. I've heard referees at like the bigger schools, like at Nixa, they've had microphones in their hands, like how NFL and how college does it. Is they've
Pitch made to Chandler
I believe
Cale.
they wear a microphone,
Yeah.
and then that's how they announce it on the TV broadcasts.
And then they also have a
Tackle made by Isaac
switchboard
McKenna for
in
Agape.
the public address box, and then they can have that wired to the sound
3-yard gain makes it
Here,
2nd and 7
pretty
for
cool,
Clever.
Little feature there. I got to see it work a little bit whenever I was working with SBU, but yeah, it's kind of a cool little processes they do. Buddy Carey's gonna take it for a short gain. Looks like might have picked up 2 yards.
I see something unique with the
Tackle
numbering
made by
on the field.
Austin
They're
Adams.
Clever. They don't have it in white. They have
Carey
actually
with
have
the
it
carry
in
for
blue.
Clever. It'll be 3rd and
Kind of
5.
unique, kind of cool, but as being up in the box, unless it was painted on yesterday, it is difficult to see at times.
I must have really good vision.
So I can see from about the 20 to 20, but after that it gets a little tough to see.
Kind of hard.
Nice run by Chandler Cale, gonna be upended at about the
Counter
34
handoff.
yard
Chandler
line.
Cale.
Good strong run by
Brought down by
Cale.
Caleb Newell.
And so far, as we were saying, the key to this
That
game
run's good
was
for
gonna
a Clever
be,
Blue Jay.
the Blue
First
Jay
down.
offensive line kind of asserting themselves and proving that they can play physically, and so far so good for the Blue Jays up front.
The only miscue I did see was that opening kickoff that Agape received, and I believe once Agape gets the ball back, that's going to be a test for the Blue Jays on defense to see if they can stop Agape, if they can keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, and that's
Hand off to Chandler
the
Cale.
toughest thing. You always
Noah
say
Cheney with the tackle.
offense wins games, but defense wins
5-yard
championships.
gain makes it
And
2nd and
the
5.
Blue Jays aren't playing for championship here yet, but you want to see, especially a defensive-minded coach such as Coach Gensler, you want to see a little bit of progress. I mean, that first, there's been times where the defense has struggled with the big play, as we've been saying. You want to see that kind of, you want to see that mix. And big pass complete. Wayne Mendenhall and the Blue Jays.
Finds it from